What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the Stocks with Mike and Tom show. Today was one of the craziest trading days I've seen in probably a year or so, Tom. Today was insane. We saw so much selling pressure earlier on, and then the next thing you know, stocks just blasted to the upside. So in this video, we're going to explain what's going on right now, some good plays to watch for the rest of this week, and we still have so much important news to go over. So stick with us to the end today, guys. We have a great video, and Tom, let's get right into it.
Yeah, today was insane, Mike. Most stocks ended up gapping way down today. We can see the QQQ, as far as market open, it just went straight down pretty much from 345 all the way down to lows around 334 to 335. It was pretty crazy to see how much tech and just the overall market was selling off. We even saw some huge growth stocks like Zoom tanking off early in the morning. And at one point, Zoom was down 5% today. And then they ended up closing up 3.58%. And it wasn't just Zoom that moved like this. We had a lot of growth stocks like DraftKings do this as well. And even Apple and Microsoft ended up coming back up at the end of the day. They didn't quite get to the green mark, but man, they definitely recovered. I know Apple was down like 3% earlier. It was definitely not a good day to start the week. And we do also have a lot of stuff coming up. Obviously, Wednesday, we're going to have the FOMC meeting with Powell, which is going to have a huge effect. And then we also had some crazy news with Ukraine go on today. Apparently, we're not going to evacuate any U.S. personnel from there. And at the same time, we also have some troops ready. But apparently, the Ukrainian president doesn't really want us to get involved. But either way, we'll just have to see how that situation ends up playing out.
There's just a lot of crazy things going on in the market and the world right now. So there's a lot of craziness going on, guys. So with that being said, Tom, the Ukraine news definitely doesn't help the market conditions. And then I know we've seen a ton of volatility already, but we also have some major earnings coming up later in the week and even today in after hours. So how about we showcase this earnings chart? We could see tomorrow we have Microsoft, Johnson & Johnson, General Electric, Verizon. We have some big companies, and it only gets I guess you can say more significant later in the week when we have Tesla, Boeing, and even Apple reporting.
Yeah, it's actually interesting that with the talks of war and everything, we have some of these stocks like Lockheed Martin and Boeing reporting. I wonder if that's going to affect them at all, because I know that sometimes whenever, obviously the world gets into these type of situations, sometimes people like to gravitate towards these defense stocks. So we'll have to see how they end up moving. And you're right, Tesla on Wednesday is going to be huge for me. Tomorrow, obviously, my favorite one's going to be Microsoft. It looks like today we actually have Logitech and IBM. We'll have to see how those ones end up moving. But with all the crazy movement today, Mike, I just don't know how these earnings are going to go. We just saw Netflix take a huge tumble on their earnings, and I'm pretty worried for some of these other companies coming up.
I know. I hope it's not like the warning sign, because that will be bad. But speaking of stocks that took a big hit, how about we look at Peloton? Because Peloton just tanked last week, but it's back on the uptrend. And Tom, I know there's some pretty big news with this one.
Yeah, this one's actually pretty crazy. Apparently, an activist investor, Blackwell's Capital, actually called on the Peloton CEO, John Foley, to be fired or at least to explore a sale of the company. And apparently, Blackwell's Capital, which has a stake of less than 5% in Peloton, believes Peloton could be an attractive acquisition target for a larger technology or fitness-oriented company. The firm pretty much said Monday in a letter to Peloton's board of directors. That's very interesting to hear. And Peloton had a great day. They were up 9.79%, and they were even up early on while most stocks were down. And it's pretty crazy to see that somebody with less than a 5% stake in Peloton is calling for the CEO to be fired or explore a sale. But either way, I mean, they pretty much came out and said that their CEO misled investors regarding the company's need for capital, and pretty much just listed a whole bunch of different reasons of why this company has been having some issues. And we can see how low they're actually getting on the daily chart, Mike. But man, I mean, that was a pretty good day today on a day where most stocks were down.
True that. I was looking at a lot of stocks right at open, and even poor DraftKings, and I know we already talked about Zoom, were just getting destroyed among so many other stocks. But I will say it is really great to see a lot of stocks finally at least turning back slightly to the upside to end the day. Like, I know it was a rough day for so many stocks, but I will say it is good that we ended the day green.
Yeah, it really is. DraftKings was in the green, Zoom was in the green. We even had some chip stocks in the green, like Qualcomm, and Roblox has been pretty popular lately, and they had a pretty good turnaround too, up 2.6%. And a lot of these stocks are at pretty good buying levels, I think, for the longer term. I don't know if this is going to finally be one of the major bounces of maybe off of like a bottom support down here or not, but either way, I mean, these stocks are at some pretty good levels, and honestly, it's going to be really good for the longer term, Mike. And as far as like long-term stocks go, looking at like the dashboard, like I know we talked about this in Discord today a little bit. I mean, look at Zoom's numbers, look at their revenue and everything. And this company is at such a good price point on the chart. And it's just so cool to see their numbers, up as much as they are.
True. So, guys, there's so many good buying opportunities in the market right now. This does not mean that we're at, record lows, but it's like there's a lot of good deals out there. And even though we're seeing a lot of selling pressure, there's a lot of opportunities to set your future self up for success. That doesn't mean that we're going to see Peloton and Zoom double by next month. And the same goes for DraftKings or Upwork or Teladoc or whatever. But the main point is that there are a lot of good opportunities out there. If you guys are looking to analyze stocks for potential dip buys for the long term, definitely check out that dashboard. It's that first link in the description and the comments down below. We have a huge sale going on with this one, and it's going to be the lowest price ever, and we have some crazy things in the works with this. So definitely check it out. First link in the description down below. But then, Tom, we also cannot forget about Wednesday with Powell. So I know that the market has been going crazy, but Tom, tell us more about what we have in store for Wednesday.
Yeah, this is going to be huge. Powell's going to be speaking at 2:30 p.m. at the FOMC press conference, and that's obviously always huge. Anytime he talks, the market really goes crazy. And then at 2 p.m., we're going to have the statement from the FOMC come out, and then at the same time, they're going to have their interest rate decision in there. They are forecasted to keep it at 0.25%, but they are indicating they might raise this over the next couple of months. And we have to really look at the tone of this meeting to really kind of see what they're going to talk about. And we will talk about this a little bit more in tomorrow's episode as well. But as far as this goes, it's going to be a huge event this week coming up. And anytime the Fed talks, obviously it always moves the markets, especially with all the interest rate news and everything like that that's been going on.
Long story short, pay attention to the markets on Wednesday. It's going to be a very influential day. With that being said, let's get right into the momentum plays for tomorrow. And with the first one, Tom, we have Chewy to the upside.
Yeah, with Chewy, go ahead and make them break out above $44. That's going to be a pretty good resistance right there.
Sounds good. With the next one, we have Penn also to the upside.
Yeah, PENN, go ahead and make them break above $43.
All right, and with the last one, we have Disney also to the upside.
Yeah, Disney actually had a really good turnaround day today. They're actually right around resistance at like 138, so make them break above 138.
Sounds good. So we're watching Disney, Penn, and Chewy for potential day trades to the upside tomorrow, only if they break above the levels Tom listed. But speaking of Disney, Tom, let's definitely showcase that bot play from today. We can see the bot called out Disney 135 strike calls at $190 each, and they ran all the way up to $420 each. It was a pretty good play. Of course, the bot does not win every single play, but the bot has done very well historically speaking. So if you are looking for options, day trades, definitely check out that second link in the description down below for daily options, swing trades, day trades, and access to a great community. Like I said, the bot doesn't win every single play, but it does a pretty good job. So definitely check it out. And let's get right into, actually, let's shout out our member of the day, and then we'll get into the comments. So huge shout out, Audible. Thanks for being a great member of the Discord. You've been in the chat for a while, and you're very positive, and you're a great member overall. So thank you so much, Audible, and huge shout out to you. And then, Tom, let's get right into these questions. And with the first one, we have G saying, be careful of a bull trap, and then load up on puts, they said. So I know what you mean with a bull trap. I'm going to say the biggest thing is going to be on Wednesday with Powell. Depends on what they do with rates and what Powell's tone is. So really, I'm just going to be watching the market until Wednesday.
Yeah, and who knows, Powell might come out and say something pretty good about the market. He might say that he expects the Fed to use their tools to combat inflation, and maybe it'll start to get better. If he talks about something like that, it could obviously make the market go up. But I definitely see what you're saying about it being a possible bull trap. So definitely be careful here, because the market had a pretty good turnaround day today. And I will say, there's definitely still a lot of stuff coming up this week.
There we go. With the next comment, we have Medusa saying, "What in the name of the almighty just happened to the market today?" I'll say that, volatility doesn't even describe the movement we're seeing. Like, we wake up, the market's just tanking. The market trades for a couple hours and just more selling pressure happens. And then, like, you look away for like an hour or two, Tom, and then the next thing you know, like, almost everything's back up. And it's like, not only is it just back up to break even, but like, it's actually up a good amount. Like, Zoom was just insane today. So, yeah, it's been volatile.
Yeah, very volatile. And that's why we've been seeing those implied volatilities start to go through the roof. Like, look at Zoom with the implied volatility. We had DraftKings implied volatility starting to fly up. Yeah, it's getting crazy with some of these stocks that are beaten down. Even some of these like tech stocks like Twitter and Snapchat have super high implied volatility. So it's just crazy to see how much volatility there's been. And as the market starts to pop back, I mean, it might get even more volatile. So maybe we'll see, obviously, as the week goes, as we get closer to Wednesday, that volatility might even pick up a little bit.
True that. So, Tom, do you have any last minute plays or anything you're watching for tomorrow?
Man, the SPY had a pretty good turnaround day today. I will say we came all the way back up through some pretty key levels. I really liked how we came all the way back up through 435. I thought that made for a pretty good move here. Now we are right at the resistance of 440. So it's pretty hard to say, but I will say the SPY is setting up pretty good for tomorrow. And we saw some pretty big tech stocks come back, like AMD came back. We even saw Amazon come back up into the green here at the end of the day. And Amazon's been having a pretty big dip. So I don't know, but with the way the stocks have been selling off, I'll definitely look for possibly a continuation back up tomorrow. It would definitely be awesome heading into the FOMC meeting to see some type of positivity here.
Here we go. Well, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Remember, if you're looking to analyze stocks to buy for the long term, definitely check out that first link in the description down below. We have a giant sale going on with the dashboard right now. Basically, instantly access 10 years worth of data for basically any company. It's an amazing tool. It's going to be a huge game changer. And like I said, we have some crazy things in the works with this one. It's a one-time payment. We're cheaper than our competitors. And it's pretty awesome. So definitely check it out. Besides that, thank you guys so much for watching.